The history of Angkor Wat is a fascinating journey through time, culture, and architecture, and it begins in the early 12th century in what is now modern-day Cambodia. Angkor Wat, which means City of Temples, is one of the most significant archaeological sites in Southeast Asia, and stands as a testament to the ingenuity and ambition of the Khmer Empire. To understand its history, we must first delve into the context of the Khmer Empire, which was one of the most powerful and influential civilizations in the region. The Khmer Empire was established in 802 CE by King Jayavarman II, who declared himself a Devaraja, or God King, unifying the various Khmer states under his rule. This marked the beginning of a golden age for the Khmer people, who would go on to build an empire that stretched across much of present-day Cambodia, Thailand, Laos, and Vietnam. The empire's capital, Angkor, became the political, religious, and cultural heart of the region, and it was here that Angkor Wat would eventually be constructed. Angkor Wat was built during the reign of King Suryavarman II, who ruled from 1113 to around 1150 CE. Suryavarman II was an ambitious and powerful ruler, and he commissioned the construction of Angkor Wat as his state temple and eventual mausoleum. The temple was dedicated to the Hindu god Vishnu, whom Suryavarman II revered as his personal deity. This was a significant departure from the previous Khmer tradition of dedicating temples to Shiva, another major Hindu deity. The shift to Vishnu reflected Suryavarman II's desire to establish a new religious and political order. Construction of Angkor Wat began around 1119 CE and is believed to have taken approximately 30 years to complete. The temple complex is a masterpiece of Khmer architecture, blending elements of Dravidian and Gupta styles with indigenous Khmer design. It is oriented to the west, which is unusual for Hindu temples, as they are typically oriented to the east. This westward orientation has led to much speculation among scholars, with some suggesting that it was intended to symbolize Suryavarman II's connection to Vishnu, who is often associated with the setting sun. Others believe that the orientation was chosen for astrological or cosmological reasons. The temple is designed to represent Mount Meru, the sacred five-peaked mountain in Hindu, Buddhist, and Jain cosmology that is considered the center of all physical, metaphysical, and spiritual universes. The five towers of Angkor Wat symbolize the five peaks of Mount Meru, and the surrounding moat represents the cosmic ocean. The entire complex is laid out in a series of concentric enclosures, with the central sanctuary being the most sacred space. The walls of the temple are adorned with intricate bas-reliefs depicting scenes from Hindu mythology, including the churning of the ocean of milk, the Battle of Kurukshetra, and the Ramayana. These carvings are not only artistic masterpieces but also serve as a visual narrative of the religious and cultural beliefs of the Khmer people. One of the most remarkable aspects of Angkor Wat is its sheer scale. The temple complex covers an area of approximately 500 acres, making it one of the largest religious monuments in the world. The outer wall measures 1,024 meters by 802 meters, and the moat surrounding the temple is 190 meters wide. The central tower rises to a height of 65 meters, and the entire structure is built using millions of sandstone blocks, each weighing several tons. The precision and craftsmanship involved in the construction of Angkor Wat are truly awe-inspiring, especially considering the limited technology available at the time. The labor force required to build Angkor Wat would have been immense. It is estimated that tens of thousands of workers, including skilled artisans, laborers, and slaves, were involved in its construction. The sandstone used in the temple was quarried from the Kulen Mountains, located about 50 kilometers to the northeast of Angkor. Transporting these massive blocks of stone to the construction site would have been a monumental task, requiring a sophisticated system of canals, rafts, and possibly even elephants. The logistics of such an undertaking speak to the organizational capabilities of the Khmer Empire and the centralization of power under Suryavarman II. Despite its grandeur, Angkor Wat was not just a religious monument, it was also a symbol of Suryavarman II's political power and divine authority. The temple served as the center of the Khmer Empire's administrative and religious activities, and it was here that the king would have performed important rituals and ceremonies. The temple's alignment with the cardinal directions and its precise geometric proportions reflect the Khmer belief in the harmony between the earthly and cosmic realms. By constructing Angkor Wat, Suryavarman II was not only honoring Vishnu, but also asserting his own status as a god-king and the rightful ruler of the Khmer Empire. However, Suryavarman II's reign was not without its challenges. During his rule, the Khmer Empire faced external threats from neighboring states, including the Champa Kingdom in present-day Vietnam. In 1128, Suryavarman II launched a military campaign against Champa, which initially resulted in a Khmer victory. However, the Chams eventually rebelled and launched a counterattack, leading to a prolonged conflict that drained the empire's resources. Suryavarman II's death around 1150 CE marked the beginning of a period of decline for the Khmer Empire, and Angkor Wat was left unfinished in some areas, as evidenced by the incomplete bas-reliefs in certain parts of the temple. Following Suryavarman II's death, the Khmer Empire experienced a series of internal conflicts and external invasions. In 1177, the Chams launched a surprise attack on Angkor, sacking the city and causing widespread destruction. This event marked a low point in Khmer history, but the empire was eventually restored under the rule of King Jayavarman VII, who came to power in 1181. Jayavarman VII was a devout Buddhist, and his reign marked a significant shift in the religious landscape of the Khmer Empire. He commissioned the construction of several major Buddhist temples, including the Bayon, which became the new state temple of Angkor. Under Jayavarman VII's rule, Angkor Wat underwent a transformation from a Hindu temple to a Buddhist one. Many of the original Hindu sculptures and carvings were replaced or modified to reflect Buddhist iconography, and the temple became a center of Buddhist worship. This transition was part of a broader trend in Khmer society, as Buddhism gradually supplanted Hinduism as the dominant religion. Despite these changes, Angkor Wat retained its status as a sacred site and continued to be an important religious and cultural center. The decline of the Khmer Empire began in the 13th century, as the empire faced increasing pressure from neighboring states, including the Thai kingdoms of Sukhothai and Ayutthaya. The empire's vast network of canals and reservoirs, which had been essential for supporting the population and agriculture, began to fall into disrepair, leading to economic and environmental challenges. By the 15th century, the Khmer Empire had largely collapsed, and Angkor was abandoned as the capital shifted to Phnom Penh. For centuries, Angkor Wat lay hidden in the dense jungles of Cambodia, known only to local villagers and a few European travelers who stumbled upon its ruins. It wasn't until the 19th century that the temple was rediscovered by the Western world. In 1860, the French naturalist Henri Mou visited Angkor Wat and published an account of his travels, which brought the temple to the attention of European scholars and the public. Mou's descriptions of the temple's grandeur and the intricate carvings captured the imagination of people around the world, and Angkor Wat became a symbol of the lost glory of the Khmer Empire. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, Angkor Wat became the focus of extensive archaeological research and restoration efforts, led primarily by French scholars and architects. The École Française d'Extrême Orient, EFEO, or French School of the Far East, played a key role in documenting and preserving the temple complex. Over the decades, teams of archaeologists, architects, and conservators worked to clear the jungle, stabilize the structures, and restore the intricate carvings and bas-reliefs. These efforts were not without controversy, as some restoration techniques involved the use of modern materials and methods that were later criticized for being too invasive. During the 20th century, Angkor Wat became a symbol of Cambodian national identity and pride. The temple was featured on the Cambodian flag, and it played a central role in the country's cultural and historical narrative. However, the temple also faced significant challenges during this period, particularly during the Khmer Rouge regime in the 1970s. The Khmer Rouge, led by Pol Pot, sought to erase Cambodia's cultural heritage and return the country to an agrarian society. Many of the country's temples, including Angkor Wat, were neglected or damaged during this time, and the archaeological work that had been done in previous decades was largely abandoned. Following the fall of the Khmer Rouge in 1979, efforts to restore and preserve Angkor Wat resumed, but progress was slow due to the country's ongoing political instability and economic challenges. In the 1990s, with the support of international organizations such as UNESCO, significant restoration work was undertaken to address the damage caused by decades of neglect and conflict. Angkor Wat was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1992, and it remains one of the most important cultural and historical landmarks in the world. Today, Angkor Wat is a major tourist destination, attracting millions of visitors each year. The temple complex is a source of national pride for Cambodia, and it continues to be an active religious site, with Buddhist monks and worshippers visiting the temple to pray and make offerings. The ongoing preservation and restoration efforts are a testament to the enduring significance of Angkor Wat, not only as a historical and archaeological site but also as a living symbol of Cambodia's rich cultural heritage. In addition to its historical and architectural significance, Angkor Wat is also the subject of numerous legends and myths. One of the most famous legends associated with the temple is the story of its construction by the divine architect Vishvakarman. According to the legend, Vishvakarman was commissioned by the gods to build a temple that would be worthy of the gods themselves. Using his divine powers, Vishvakarman constructed Angkor Wat in a single night, carving the intricate bas-reliefs and sculptures with his bare hands. When the gods saw the finished temple, they were so impressed that they declared it to be the most beautiful temple in the world. Another legend tells of a hidden treasure buried beneath Angkor Wat. According to this story, the temple was built not only as a place of worship, but also as a repository for the Khmer Empire's vast wealth. It is said that the treasure is guarded by supernatural beings and can only be found by those who possess the knowledge of the temple's secret passages and hidden chambers. Over the centuries, many have searched for the treasure, but none have succeeded in finding it. These legends, while not historically accurate, reflect the deep cultural and spiritual significance of Angkor Wat to the Khmer people. The temple is not just a physical structure, it is a symbol of the Khmer Empire's greatness, a testament to the skill and dedication of its builders, and a source of inspiration and pride for generations of Cambodians. In conclusion, the history of Angkor Wat is a story of ambition, creativity, and resilience. From its construction in the 12th century as a symbol of the Khmer Empire's power and devotion, to its transformation into a Buddhist temple, to its rediscovery and restoration in the modern era, Angkor Wat has endured as one of the world's most remarkable cultural and historical landmarks. Its intricate carvings, massive scale, and spiritual significance continue to captivate and inspire people from around the world, making it a true wonder of the ancient world.